morning, everyone. This is Terry from Allen Art and Design. Hope everybody's having a good morning. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I wanted to go ahead and work on my bird journal. What I did was I went ahead and I put some little brads in the back of this little label. And what I think I might do, I might put a little bit of glue there just so that they'll stay put and won't move around. So I think if I just put a little bit of glue right there, that should be fine. The other thing I need to do is glue in my little bird word. So what I think I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue along the edge. I know this is small. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Just going to put a little bit along the edge so that it catches the word. Let's see. Just going to lay it on there and then I'll position it. Okay, I got a lot of glue there, so what I'm going to do is I'll get a tissue and just wipe that off. Okay, and this will dry clear too. Oops. So I just want position it so you could see the word birds. There we go. Yeah. So this is my bird journal. I made this cute little nest out of some fibers that I had. I mean, I wish it was brown, but it's okay. I'm just gonna use what I have. Taking a little artistic license here. I love it. I think it's adorable. So what I did last night was I went ahead and put things where I want them in the book. I have these big clips that I can clip it back and hold it so I can work. This page is a little crooked, but it's fine. All right, so I love this this little image. I've had it for a long time. I've been saving it for this occasion. I knew someday I was going to make a bird journal. I put the lace, I sewed in the signature, and then I put the lace on the outside of my flower photo album. And I also found, I went to a thrift shop yesterday and I found these placemats. I'm just gonna glue that on there. I just like that image. I went to a thrift shop yesterday and I found these beautiful placemats. I mean, they're machine made, but I don't care. I think they're beautiful. I went ahead and cut a whole one up yesterday, and I ended up using these beautiful big pink flowers on the inside of the photo album, one on each pocket, and they look beautiful. I'm gonna round the corner here. And I'm not going to get this whole thing done today. I just want to get a start on it. Just to give you an idea of what I'm going to do. I'm going to ink around the edges. These are just pictures of birds that I cut out of a book. I think they're pretty. Okay. Gonna go ahead and I'm gonna glue this on, and that's gonna be like a little pocket. I'm only gonna do the 2 sides and the bottom. Oh boy. Get a little bit more going there. With art glitter glue, you don't need a lot of glue because it's very strong. So, just gonna, I like to see some of the words. And then you can just, stick something right in there. Just gonna put him right in the middle because this is not a page that you would write on. And this, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna glue this right here. What happens is when you fold it like this, and then you just glue the back of this, this is still open in the front, so you have a pocket here, and then you have a tuck spot there. I love that. Add our little bird to the pocket. Cute. And this is a postcard. It's just got birds on it. I love it. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink around the edges. Yeah, that looks nice. All right, so that is just going to go right in here, and that's a nice writing spot. So that goes in the back. Art glitter glue the sides and the side and the bottom. This is going to be a corner tuck, and I'm going to line it up with this the lines on this paper. That is a good guide for me. Makes it easy. And then you can just tuck something right in there once it's dry. Beautiful. I love the perforation on these pages. I always leave that. This little guy is just going to go right here. All right. Get some glue stick out. It's just paper on paper. You don't really need much more than that. I'm just going to put this is a page that you can write on, but I'm going to just put him in the corner as a little accent, the side and the bottom, because it's a tuck spot. This is some coffee dyed paper that I had done. And then you can tuck something in on the bottom here. He may get covered up at some point, but that's all right. He's there. You can see him until you use that pocket. Sometimes I go a little overboard with the decorating, but this is the fun part. I love this. Great. Love that birdhouse. I saw that in the magazine. I'm like, going in my bird journal. All right, let's see what we got. I really want to put a little bird there, so I'm going to have to find one. I think this little guy, he's going to go as a tuck. Beautiful. This one, I'm just going to cut it out. That'll go on the bottom. I mean, it's just a cute little image. kind of like to add something to every page. Just going to tuck this in underneath. I'm going to make sure that that's... When it's glue stick, you can move it for a little while till it starts to dry, and then you can't move it again. All right, so let's get the burnisher. Let's burnish it down. Get underneath there too. Get the edges. Look at that, and it matches this. You can just tuck something in there. Got our little image there. Let's see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down and make a side tuck. Just want it to catch. I have glue all over me. But that's what happens when you're crafting. You get gluey. I'm just gonna snip it across. I'll get my glue page. Okay, and just get some glue stick because it's just paper on paper. And I'm gonna leave the jagged edge. It looks like I ripped it out of the magazine. That's fine. I like that look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and why not use it all up? I think it'll look pretty. I'm gonna tuck this in all the way down, and I'm gonna line it up. And I'm gonna leave that jagged edge. And I think that is adorable. It looks like one picture, but guess what? You can tuck something in there. And I just noticed that this is sticking over. So what I will do is I'll just put some parchment paper there while it's drying, and that way it won't stick underneath. That's great. I'm glad I finished that. This I can put maybe a piece of washi tape across there. I think maybe I'll just grab my washi, see what we got. I have two things of washi tape like this. I went to a thrift shop the other day. That's where I got those placemats. Guess what I got for $5? A huge thing of washi tape. So hey, let's look at that and see what we have. Maybe there's something that I could use for this. Pink one would go good. Gonna use it. This hasn't even been opened. Most of them are brand new. Somebody must have started crafting and decided, it's not for me. That's the problem with crafters. We get gung-ho about a craft and we go out and buy everything that you need for that craft, but a lot of times you don't like the craft and you end up with all these things. And I try to only buy things that I know that I'm going to use. Stick it right on there. Oh, I always put glue on it because I don't know how old this washi tape is, so just to be safe, I'm just going to go ahead and add some. Oops, I'm just going to add. I'm going to leave a teeny little bit of that white showing at the top. It just breaks it up a little bit. I like that. And it looks like we need something right under here. This is coming up a little bit. So if you see something that you've already glued down come up, just glue it back down. It's not a big deal. And I might put some extra glue. No, it's actually sticking really good. All right, so then all I have to do here is I can just go ahead and flip it over. Add it. It's fine. It's my book. All right, I'm going to leave that to dry now. All right, so we're going to move on. I'm thrilled. I got all this washi tape for $5. I thought that was a good deal. I grabbed it. This is not the kind of thrift shop where you usually find craft things. It's usually household knickknacks and clothes, bags, shoes. That's about all they sell there. So for me to find a craft item there, I was thrilled. I found two. I found the placemats that I'm going to repurpose, and I found all this washi tape. I am thrilled. There's quite a bit in there. Don't think I need any more washi tape. So scratch that off the list. If I see something special or something I can replace that's better than what I already have, I'll buy it. But I'm not going to keep buying the things I already have. I don't put anything on these pages because if you put something on here, look at on the back, you're going to see whatever's on the back. I don't like that. I always put it over music paper. I just love the look of that. Let's see. Oh, I made this into a side tuck. And you could also, let me see if I can find that again. Oh, it's way back, way back. Yep, let me try this. Look, there's a tiny little pocket right there. And then you can add something there if you wanted. Very pretty. Okay, so now what I want to do is add a bird right here. I've got one. I'm going to get out my ink. Just going to keep my little ink pad out right here. I just re-inked it, so I should be good to go. I hope. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. This is dark paper, so you're not going to see a lot of that, but it'll take away any white from when I cut it out of the book. Yeah, you can't see much of that, but that's all right. And then I'm just going to go ahead and this is thicker paper, so I'm going to go ahead and use my art glitter glue. Now I have an ultra fine tip on here because I have a tendency to way overdo it with the glue, and this is preventing me from using up my glue way too fast. I do, have some regular tips. If I want more glue, I would use a bigger tip. But for this, you don't need it. Why waste it? With things being so expensive these days, you've got to conserve and use what you have and, try to, not waste things. I've always been that way anyways. My mother raised me that way. She was a, what do you call it? Depression era child. And they were all taught to reuse, recycle, repurpose. And that was drilled into my head as a young child from my mother and my father. And they were very resourceful people. And they were frugal. I wouldn't call myself frugal, but, I do recycle, I reuse, and I repurpose all the time. Yes, I love hummingbirds. My favorite bird ever. And I keep trying to get them to come into my yard. I did see one the other day. I was so excited. But I don't see them like regularly like some people do. In the back too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my image right over that, and that will secure that down. And because it's thicker paper, like from a book, I'm going to use art glitter glue. If it was just thin paper on paper, you just need a glue stick. But I'm just going to put him right there. I think he's going to look so cute. Yeah, I like it. I like it. All right. Now I did cut some flowers off of that. Not sure if I'm going to use it, but let's see. I fussy cut it out a little bit. That's where it was originally, but I separated the images. But they do go together, so why not use them? And we can make it look like he's having something from the flower. There you go. Yeah, I don't want that to hang over. It might get caught. So that looks cute. Okay. All right, let's see. Alrighty. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Just have to trim this bottom up straight. All right, this has to be trimmed up just a teeny bit more. And I don't mind if you see some of that tan or cream colored paper. That's fine, actually. Yep. Okay. Gotta stand up for this or I won't be able to see what I'm doing. I don't mind if you see that edge, that's fine. Let's try to make it straight though. Well, this is a wet glue and you have just a teeny little bit of time. This came from a children's book. And I do want to make it into a pocket. I'm gonna try to salvage some of the top here. See, it says roses are red. I think I'm gonna keep that. I'm not gonna throw that out. I like that. Okay, so we want to figure out, we can make this a gusseted pocket like we did before. I don't have to lose everything. We can bend it here, use that line as our guide. Unfortunately, there isn't another one. Yeah, so you can see the kitties on the other side from the children's book. So cute. Let's see, how much do I need to fold it in? Quite a bit, actually. It's all right. I'll trim some of it off. We don't need all that. Okay. And now we're gonna trim the corners at an angle so that you can fold it like a present. Get rid of those. This, I gotta glue down the top piece. You don't need that, but it comes in handy for strengthening the top of the pocket. I want to put the glue on the edge of your gusseted pocket, not on this side, because if you do, and I've done it many, many times, you might glue your pocket together if you put it too close up there. So I just usually put my glue down on the bottom like that. So now we're just going to go ahead, add this. Could leave a little bit of blue on the bottom, that's fine. I didn't put a thumb hole in this, but you don't have to. You don't have to have a thumb hole in every one of your pockets. It's fine. A little bit of glue there. Oh, that looks pretty. And I like the flowers up there. That looks good too. And it also has a number, which I love numbers. My husband, for Christmas, he made me a sign. First time he ever stenciled in his life. He came into my craft room and got some craft, like some latex, not latex, acrylic paints. And he went out and bought a stencil that he could use for the wording. It came out so adorable. And I thought it was very sweet of him to do that. He's very thoughtful. He comes up with some very creative gifts for me over the years. All right, we'll burnish that down. I guess I thought I would make that into like a little pocket because I love to show some of my coffee dyed paper. I think what I'm going to do is move this here and have this over to the side. That way you can still, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm just gonna, do I want it? I'll just use it the way it is. It's fine. If I didn't like the shape, I would just cut the shape to something I like better, but this is fine. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. So you only need to do the two edges. This is a corner pocket. Okay. Put that down. There we go. Easy breezy. Now these strings are for when I tied the signature in. I'm going to put beads on them later at the end when I go to put the bird label there, I'll put the beads, and then that book will be done. I'm just having fun with it though. I don't want to rush it too much. I mean, it came up. I love any bird that's blue. Blue and green are my favorite colors. I just love the look. This color especially I love. Okay. Got glue all over me. Oh, I'm gonna have a little bit of my Pepsi with lemon. I used to have a girlfriend that was addicted to regular Coca-Cola. She used to drink like 2 6-packs. So 12 Cokes she would drink in a day. I'm like, what are you doing? She loved it. You couldn't get her to stop. So, I mean, you know, people do what they're gonna do. I think we can make this into a pocket too. I'm gonna cut this. So, I'm not gonna do a full gusseted pocket. I'm just gonna do the sides. Sometimes you can just glue the bottom down and it doesn't even matter. And I keep that for collaging. There comes that reusing thing about me. Oh, I hate to throw things away if there's any chance of me using it again. It comes from my mom and dad. But it's not a bad trait, I think. Especially these days. You know, you can't be wasting things. Just give it a little bit of something, something. Yeah. Go around that. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I like that better because it was just too white for me. And go around the image a little. Kind of give it almost like a vignette kind of thing. It's a nice look. Go in a little. There he is. What a cute bird that is. I'll put a little bit in that corner because it's coming up. Just a teeny bit. And that way it'll stay. Once art glitter glue dries, it does not come up. Now this is the middle, so here we are. We're already at the middle of this book because this book is small. It only has, let me show you, 1 signature in it. That's it, 1. This is a small book. I think this, I'm not sure, this might be the first time I've ever done a journal with only 1 signature. Show you that there's different ways to do journals. And I tried to show you the different materials you can use to make them. This one's made out of an Amazon package. My flower photo album was made out of a Dollar Tree gift bag. And my butterfly journal was made out of a recycled old hardcover book. So there's so many different ways that you can make journals. And you got to try out some different ones and see which way you like it. I personally I like to do lots of different things, so I don't stick with just one way to do things. Let's see. I'm not sure if I want him there. This looks just like our bird, Petey. It was my husband's bird. He was so cute. So when I showed my husband that, he goes, "Oh my God, it looks just like Petey." I knew that's what he was gonna say. Let's just go ahead and ink around this page because it's very white on the edges. And I think it will look nicer and it will go with all the other pages if I, yeah, scruff it up a little bit. I like that look. Yeah, definitely like that look. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I really like that. I'm thinking I might turn this into a pocket too. I like that orange on the top there, so I'm gonna have to cut the bird. Sorry, birdie. Oops, I should have kept that folded, but that's all right. We'll just cut it across. I like that orange edge. Let's see, is it straight? Probably not. We'll just trim it up again. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, now he's a little wide. So I'm going to take from this side because I don't want to take any more of that bird. All right, that's good. And now I got to cut off. Oh, we don't need all of this. Again, I'm going to make it a gusseted pocket, but I'm going to glue the bottom down. It's just a different way to do a pocket, that's all. I might keep that as like a little background or a border or something. All right. I'd like to use this, but I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. Let's just use this little one. Maybe this one will work. Oh, that one worked beautifully. Thank you. Oh, he's pretty. I like that bird. I think, I'm not sure. I don't even want to say what it is because I am no bird expert, that's for sure. I think Orioles are orange, but don't quote me. Look at this. I don't know if I want him in the middle. I think I do. And just put him down. He's cute. I love him. Another beautiful bird. I need to fix this a little. It needs to go in a little right there. Just to give him a little more shape. I'll do that here. Leave the outline of the gray. Oh, I know. Oh, he's cute. Beautiful. Okay, this is another page where I didn't like. I'll go ahead and I'll cover that later. I'm gonna move this. It's gonna take too long to do that. So what I want to do here is I'm trying to think how I want to do this. That doesn't have to be there at all. This is what I want here. Oh, I love that. That's pretty. I cut it off of something and I'm like, oh, that's way too pretty to throw away. And with magazine, if you have a glue stick on there, you have a little bit of time to move it. Yep, it's on there now. Just gonna put a little glue there. And then I will put art glitter glue. This is very delicate paper, it's very old. But if you glue it right there, I don't think, well, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that part of it. I'm gonna glue this down too. It's too delicate to put things in and out of on the side. Might be able to slip something right there, but not here. It'll rip. Okay. There we go. Glue that down. Look at how cute he is. I think it goes good with the flowers too. All right, let's see what we got. This is one that I wanted to cover. I think I want to turn this into a pocket. What I think that I'm going to turn this book into is I'm going to put quotes about birds. I see them all the time, and I thought that would be some inspirational quotes, which I love. If you've watched my channel and you've seen my gratitude journals, you'll know that that's the kind of thing I love. I'm going to fold this down a little bit on the top. Oh, that's not straight. Okay, now let's see. Yep, that's good. And then that will go right there. So I need to glue the top piece down though, because that's our edge. We want that to stay down. I'm putting it all the way over the side just because I don't really like that image. So we're just going to press it down, spread that glue. See, there's some glue coming out, which is good because that means it's right on the edge where you want it. feel like this needs some glue right there. I might even put art glitter glue because I don't trust that corner there. All right, there's that. I think I want this to be a pocket with glue across the bottom here, and then I'm gonna put some art glitter glue too. You can see what I'm doing. A little bit more. Okay. So that's gonna make a nice pocket right there. I'm gonna push it in a little bit so it gives you a little bit more room. There we go. That's nice. I think I'm just gonna leave that because if I wanted to write or I wanted to put something in there, look at that. See that? Beautiful. Let's see what I was gonna do here. This I think I'm just putting in the corner. There we go. Gonna ink it. Some journals I ink everything, and some I don't ink anything at all. So it all depends, I guess, on how I feel that day and whether I want to ink or not. Beautiful. Now look at the top. There's a hummingbird on that paper too. Nice. Okay, I have this word bluebird, and then I found a blue bird. Isn't that cute? This, I think this also came out of a children's book. It's a little bird, and she's got like a little shawl on. It's adorable. So I think I'm gonna try to cut this out a little bit more fanciful and go along with the image more. Okay. That's gonna go right there. Isn't that cute? I love that. Then I'm gonna ink this too. Just like how that looks. It brings everything together when you do this, I think. One time I had made my daughter a scrapbook from her wedding shower. She had a sunflower themed wedding shower. So I made her a sunflower themed little tiny scrapbook. It was only like that big, and I made a matching box. I'll have to get it from her, ask her if I can show it. And it came out adorable. She loved it. But at first, when I finished it, I'm like, some of the colors just didn't, I don't know, they weren't blending. And so what I did was I went back and I inked everything, and it all brought the whole thing together. It was great. I'll stand up for this so I can see what I'm doing. Hopefully she fits on there, and she does. All right, I'll burnish it down because that's a thin piece of paper. It becomes one with the other paper when you do that. It's great. Thank you for coming to my channel. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Happy crafting.